Problem, guys. If, for example, I was looking into a small SUV and, for example, I had the budget of under 1 million, ang dami kong choices. You have the Toyota Race, you have the Changan CS15, and now we have this Chery Tiggo2 Pro. The question is, what sort of qualities does the Chery Tiggo2 Pro, what does it have to offer versus the competition? You're gonna have to watch the whole video to find out. My name is Paul and you're watching Test Drive PH. Make sure that you're already subscribed to the channel, like and share this video, and let's get started. Alright, let's start with a walkthrough of this Chery Tiggo2 Pro. Now, first off, look at that red color. It is beautiful. I love especially yung front end. Kita nyo naman yung dami ng kuha ko, especially dito sa front end ng Tigo2 Pro. It's very, very striking and it's a big improvement. Kita nyo guys, nag-on siya kasi this has this intelligent remote kasi kapag for example, lalapit ka na, it detects you and it should open the door, which it did. And then, pagpapasok tayo, normally, no, it even plays you a tune pag papasok ka, pag start ka, which is very cool. Kita nyo naman tong grill niya. Yung nakita ko to first time when I just saw the pictures, no, sabi ko, whoa, okay, that's a real big improvement. Kasi, this sort of design, no, I would imagine, itong design lang na to, no, I think if you put this in even the bigger cars that they have, the whole lineup will change. Ang ganda. I hope they have the same design with the next sort of the Tigo 8, yung Tigo 7, because this is awesome. Anyway, so kita natin itong big grill niya with the Chery logo there. Again, these are your daytime running lights there. Underneath is your halogen headlights. Kahit halogen yan guys, okay pa rin yan. I drove this sa Tanay at a really, really dark and okay naman. Pwede na. Pwede na. And then, we move to the side here. We have 16-inch wheels. Design-wise, no, para siyang aftermarket when you think about it. No? So, if you're really sort of into that sort of design, no, yung parang very aftermarket nga na design, no, I think you'll like this. Ako, I'm okay with it. And then, with the tire archers here, now, in previous generation, meron naman nun. But this time, they added this, you know, accents like this piano black here. You got this pattern here. You even have this. Parang siyang diffuser ba siya? I'm not sure if that's useful, but it looks cool. So, that's fine by me. Check ko naman dito yung side profile niya. Really, really nice. Very small, sloping, and talagang nakakadala yung kulay for sure. And then, underneath there, we have a 186 millimeters of ground clearance. That's pretty good. And then we move to the back here. This, for me, there's not a huge difference. Hindi ko masyado pansin. Maybe it's just this color versus the previous generation. Still, looks good. I like in details, like for example, itong plastic cladding here. And again, this arch na to, those look nice. This taillights also really look nice. Then you have this really big na third brake light mo. I'm not sure about this you know, parang fake tailpipes na dito. But, you know, uso naman na yan. Ginagawa naman yun ng halos lahat ng manufacturer. Then we have itong 3 parking sensors natin there. Let's take a look at the compartment here. Ayan. So, kita nyo naman, it's pretty deep. So, you may find it difficult pag you're carrying stuff, instead you're just sliding it. But at the very least, you have a total of 420 liters of space. Of course, this has a 60-40 split, which you can use for more cargo space. You have your tonneau cover there. Other available colors for the Chery Tiggo2 Pro are white, red, and silver. Performance-wise, the Tigo2 Pro has a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine that produces 113 PS with 138 Newton meters of torque. Suspension-wise, it has the traditional McPherson strut with a torsion beam at the back. You have two driving modes, which is Eco and Sport. Then when it comes to safety, you have the traditional ABS stability control. This has a reversing camera, brake assist, you have hill hold control, a hill descent control, a total of 4 airbags. You also have cruise control, electronic brake force distribution, and all Chery Tiggo2 Pro have a 5-year warranty or 150,000 kilometers with a 3-year road assistance and a 1-year or 20,000 kilometers free PMS. Okay, nandito tayo sa point of view tour of the Chery Tiggo2 Pro. Starting with the steering wheel, no, we have this T-shaped na steering wheel, and let's test the horn. It's it needs a bit of an upgrade if you want it a bit mas malakas. So it needs an upgrade, but you know, pwede na for most people. And then on the left of the steering wheel, you have your controls for your cruise control. You have standard cruise control. On the right of the steering wheel, you have your multimedia and phone controls, of course. And then this one I really like. Itong material dito sa side, no. Typically, it's either hard plastic, especially for this price. But Chery gave you something of a better option. With this, parang it's not fully leather. Parang siyang cloth na nicely patterned. I love the feel of it. It almost feels expensive. And then you have this your silver handle here. The mirrors, they only go down one touch, but if you want to raise it up, you're gonna have to press and hold it. This is where of course your side mirror controls. Underneath here lang, this is empty because the control of the headlights is actually on the infotainment display, the 10.25-inch info display, but we'll talk about that later. Let's continue with the AC performance here. Very good. Even for us, no, kahit level 2, level 3, yeah, pwede na, malamig na, and malakas naman yung buga din ng hangin. And then, of course, you have your engine start-stop button there. Now, this is the part where everything sort of changes for the Chery Tiggo2 Pro versus the competition. Kasi guys, this has wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Wireless, wireless. And the screen is also very nice, very responsive. And that's the thing with Chery, no? They really sort of inuuna nila talaga yung when it comes to connectivity and tech. And hindi pa tayo tapos. Meron pa tayong wireless charger, guys. For this price. That is crazy good. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. Wala akong nakita niya sa iba. Medyo nasanay na ako sa wireless charging, and I'm sure a lot of us would prefer this versus using a cable. And then you do have a USB-A and also USB-C. You also have space here for your cards there. And then this is the lever, a gear lever for our 9-speed CVT. And then you have your remote controls for the drive modes. You have Eco and Sport. I will talk later about the driving characteristics of this car. Of course, you have your electric parking brake there. Nandun din, by the way, yung switch for your auto hold function on the infotainment. Ito lang guys, medyo nabitin ako. You only have one cup holder size here. It looks like it's two, pero one lang talaga nagkasya. Then you have a little bit of space here, probably for your key. This one, grabe oh, nilagyan pa rin na ng 12-volt socket. Basically, parang 5 na. 1, 2, you have wireless, you have 2 USB, you have a 12-volt socket, then you have another one rear. So, connectivity-wise, charging-wise, you should be fine. I will say though, one thing no. when it comes dito sa mga charging, especially kapag yung newer devices. Pansin ko lang, kapag kulang yung wattage, yung amperage ng USB port na yun, for the more power-hungry phones, no, they tend to actually sort of drain your battery. And na-experience ko to dito actually sa Chery Tiggo2 Pro, no. But when I change the cable, okay na. So yeah, you're gonna have to probably look for the right cable, right quality ng cable, right brand ng cable in order to fix that problem. Anyway, let's move on. So we have 4 speakers. So dun yung tweeter mo. Ito lang guys, pansin ko lang dito, parang ang laki ng A-pillar niya dito. So the first time I drove this, parang wow, ang laki ng A-pillar. So a little bit of adjustment is really required para hindi ka masyado ma-block yung view mo dito. But most people naman, masasanay na yun eventually. I really do wish na sana mas malaki pa yung glass dito. Pero again, masasanay ka naman na eventually. And I did naman, so it wasn't a problem. And then, this is a really good practical stuff here. Like, for example, you have a hook here. Sakto yun. Kapag nag-grocery ka, pwede kang maglagay ng plastic bag there para hindi mo ibabaksak. And then, you have undampened. Unfortunately, hindi siya dampened. Itong cubby natin dito. Itong compartment natin here. And then, kita nyo yung sidings dito. Kita nyo yung pattern na yan, no? Very nice. Very tastefully done. Tapos, ito, meron pa siyang parang green or light green or parang neon green na stitching niya. And then, when you talk about the seats, no, they're very leatherette siya. It's not full leather. Pero, actually, lalo na dito sa base, lapad niya, oh. Kaya, very, very comfy siya. It also helps with the ride quality of this. Kasi nga, lambot din ng seats. And, adjustment naman is, for both is, of course, just manual. If we move on to the top here, we have, wala nga lang vanity light. O at least meron vanity mirror. And then, fortunately, we don't have a sunroof. Pero, that's fine. That's fine by me. And then, press mo ito. This is the big light that they have. Very similar to other Chery models here. And then, we move on to the performance or responsiveness nitong in 10.25 inch na this infotainment display here. So if you go back to the main menu here, so you have ito yung auto settings mo. So little bit of weird grammar stuff typical of Chinese cars. Like for example, inside car. Okay, if you go to ito guys, this is where you adjust the headlight angle. Yan. So at least you can still adjust the headlights, so don't worry about that. You have switches for your wireless charging. You even have this option for if you've forgotten your mobile phone. Siyempre, kung galing doon, kapag naiwan mo yun doon, that's a good... I do remember leaving that, mag-horn yata siya, magbubusina siya. And then if we move on to the... ito yung control for your smart key. Then you have courtesy lights. Yan, kapag nag-on siya, kapag malapit ka na, kapag pinakita ko kanina. And then, ito, of course, yung switches for your auto hold, for your ESC, your traction control. And of course, this has hill descent control. So, then we move on to the instrument cluster here. We have analog dials on the left and right. And then we have a 3-inch digital display na yung pretty standard. And pwede naman na, kita nyo to guys, oh, yung gasolina nyo, ang layo na ng tinakbo ko. Wala pa akong 1/2. And palagi ako nakahinto. So yun, we're done with the tour of the interior. Let's go to driving. Alright, dito naman tayo sa driving section for review of this Chery Tiggo2 Pro. Okay, let's start with the negatives. First one would definitely be, and almost always is the CVT. This has a 9-speed CVT and talagang you can sort of improve it by switching to the manual settings here or the manual modes itong CVT mo so that it's not so loud and you have more control over the torque that you need when it comes to those situations. But you know what, if you're, for example, if you're just in the city Yeah, I don't think you're ever gonna need that. You can switch to, for example, switch to sport mode, which is way more responsive and everything else now. Things like, for example, the ride quality. The ride quality is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's great, but for sure, because another thing that combines with parang you end up with something that's really quiet is itong NVH niya. For sure, it's one of the quietest when it comes to this segment, for sure. And then finally, the most important, maybe for not my generation, but for the generation people will probably be buying this. The first car buyers would be the connectivity that you have here. Just like a lot of the Chery cars now, they really never ever skip on connectivity. So for this one, you have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and that's pretty awesome. If that is one of your top most important things or features that you require on a new car, for sure you should definitely check this out. Because no problem with connectivity. The speakers also sound good, and then handling for well, if you're a beginner, the steering wheel is actually pretty light, but it's not overly light than the other cars that I've driven. It's okay. The overall package of this Chery Tigo2 Pro is really for the first-time buyer, for the more techie or younger generation of drivers. So definitely worth a look. And yeah, I like this car. This is a pretty good car. Pogi pa. So there you have it, guys. That's my review of the Chery Tiggo2 Pro. So what do I think about it? First off, I think it looks great. Especially itong front end, this big new look nitong 2025 na Chery Tiggo2 Pro. It's definitely a standout feature. I love the connectivity options there. I love na mayroon siyang wireless Android and Apple CarPlay. Mayroon pa siyang wireless charger. The seats are nice. The aircon is also pretty good. And then another is the NVH niya is also pretty good. So there's a lot of really good things about the Chery Tiggo2 Pro. And honestly, you can't go wrong with this. I definitely recommend that you give the Chery Tiggo2 Pro a test drive. So that's it for me. I hope you like this video. Make sure that you're already subscribed to the channel. Follow us on social media. Of course, visit our website at testdrive.com.ph. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Paul. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.